goodbye to RuneScape Classic, it was good to me. Finished every quest it had, easy as 1, 2, 3. 22 full years of questing to make our deaths forevermore. RuneScape 3 Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, questing through 2004. Welcome back to November 2nd, 2004. We are farming archery tickets over here at the Ranging Guild and getting a range level. Look at that. 61 ranged. No unlocks. And that's okay. We're just trying to get a little bit of range XP here and get some rune arrows, essentially. One entire range level here. We ended up with 5,500 archery tickets. So we go and trade those in. We can get some rune arrows. Buy some rune arrows. A whopping 250. And also that's an achievement. These rune arrows will actually be usable for doing ranged against things. So we will be using those. Eventually we will actually fight some stuff. But honestly, we're probably going to need more than 250 arrows. So I think we are still just kind of stuck here at the Ranging Guild. 62 ranged. That's nothing. With the whole tier system, there's not a huge amount that's not at every 5s here. Going to do just a little bit more of this. Get a nice even number of tickets to trade in. And then we'll go do some other things. Okay. There is 7,000 some tickets. Trade these in. Buy some rune arrows. Some being about accurate. Getting us a grand total here of 600 rune arrows. Amazing. That's at least some, I guess. We will see what we get up to for range here. But that is going to have to wait. I mean, it's not going to be waiting long. We will be using these rune arrows. But we need to get to what we're using the rune arrows for. And that requires updates. And only 2 here. So we'll be getting on with it very quickly. On November 8th, 2004, we got a new wallpaper on the website of a hand-drawn world map. Very fun. Good wallpaper. The map did not include the wilderness because, for lore reasons, the mapping team went missing and they are presumed dead. So, any attempts to map the wilderness not working out for them. Eventually there will be more maps that include the wilderness, including like the official maps, which already kind of do. But just for this lore accurate, hand-drawn kind of business, the wilderness team didn't make it back. So, more wallpapers will continue to be added to the website. And then some of them removed for various reasons. It's all over on the wiki if you want to see all of them. But anyways, speaking of the world map, on November 17th, 2004, the website world map was updated with all the recent locations and a few more. If we pop up the map here, we've got such places as Roleka and Morton, some additional information in various locations like quest starts and a few other icons and names and things. But the most interesting bits are definitely around the edges. We've got new coasts for locations, which, by some information, used to have just blank squares there of the varying types. Like a sand square just empty off to the side in the desert. Eventually, there's going to be just the edge into the abyss. But exactly when that happens, or if it's an ocean or anything, slightly less clear. There's also some new areas that count as like little teasers here. Over by Canifis, right next to the wilderness there, we've got a tower that's coming January 2005. Way on the other side of the world, we got an arena-looking area, also coming later. And possibly, back over near Morton, the Haunted Mine. Little rocky area there. Not labeled or anything because it's not usable yet. Theoretically, this could have come out with the Morton area. There was also the empty green square for where the tower is going to be. There is a variety of small changes as the map continues here. Very, very early RuneScape 2 here. One of the least documented sections. By the end of RuneScape Classic, things stopped changing and then stayed that way for many years in the Classic version. So a lot of what was at the end of Classic is well known. And then by 2007, that's when Old School was based on. So a lot more documentation there. So we're very much in the middle years here. A little bit less to go on. So we're working with the official maps here. And all works out. But beyond just the places we've already been to, and the teasers for places that don't yet exist, we've also got, up near Roleka, the lighthouse. And 2 different ways to get there. And that is for the next quest. Scrolling down here. Horror from the Deep. Requires 35 agility, which we have easily accomplished. And some items. We need 60 steel nails, 2 planks, molten glass, swamp tar, a tinderbox, fire rune, water rune, earth rune, air rune, a sword, an arrow, and we're also going to need a hammer. Just because tool belt reasons. And we will be doing some combat here. So that's what the rune arrows will be for. We will see if that is actually going to be good enough. So, it's a process. Of those items, we can already cross off the runes and the arrow. We can definitely use a bronze arrow. That'll be fine. So we just need some tools, nails, swamp tar, and some kind of sword, which we can easily accomplish. We got all these teleports all over the place. Should be good. I think we can just skip most of this. Easily collectible items. We'll go to the Varrock sword shop, get a bronze sword. We get a tinderbox and a hammer in Varrock, the general store there. The swamp tar is going to be easy enough to get. Pick that up in Lumbridge Swamp. Very convenient. The planks we will get once we are on location, basically. So the only real complicated things to get will be the steel nails and molten glass. Just need to mine some copper and iron, make some steel bars. So the steel nails is not going to be a problem. Just a little bit more work. Get a bronze pickaxe from Bob and Lumbridge. Step over to the Falador. Go to the Dwarven Mine. Don't have any nature runes at all right here, so we can't, like, just superheat to make the steel. They'll have to go to a furnace, then an anvil. That'll be okay. And for the molten glass, we're going to need a bucket, which we'll probably grab in the general store. Then we'll go down to Yanil to get the bucket of sand. And seaweed, we'll just go pick that up on Karamja. Teleport to Ardoin, take the boat over there. Lots of running around. Lots of running around. And then we will fill up a few more spaces with some food, because there is going to be combat here. I'm going to teleport to many, many locations. Well, that was a process. A few more things that happened. When we picked up the seaweed on Karamja, brought over to the fire in Taiwanai village to cook it into soda ash to use with the bucket of sand in Ardoin to make the molten glass. Used 4 steel bars worth of steel bars to make steel nails. So the extra 240 we have at the end we will just drop. And lastly, picking up 2 planks here at the Barbarian Outpost. So now we can make our way to the lighthouse via the basalt jumping rocks here. With 57 agility, we'll hopefully be fine. You can definitely fall into here quite a bit at lower level. It should be okay. Can do some pretty serious damage, or at least it used to. If we don't fall in, I guess we'll never find out. But we will be crossing this a few more times, so there's still a possibility that we will discover the damage of the basalt crossing. Here we are. Here's the lighthouse, doing lighthouse things. Except it's actually not. That's kind of the problem. But we will get into that by starting the quest with Larissa here. Hello there. Oh, thank Armadil. I'm in such a worry. Please help me. With what? Oh, it's terrible. Horrible. My boyfriend lives here in this lighthouse, but I haven't seen him the last few days. I think something terrible has happened. Look, you can see for yourself that the light has gone out, and the front door is locked up tight. He would never do that. With the light off, this coastline is terribly dangerous to ships. And to lock the front door so that nobody can turn the light back on? Maybe he just went on holiday or something? Must be pretty boring living in a lighthouse. That is terribly irresponsible. He's far too thoughtful for that. He would never leave it unattended. He would also never leave without telling me. Please, I know something terrible has happened to him. I can sense it. Please, please help me, adventurer. But how can I help? Well, we have to do something to get the lighthouse working again. Also, as you may have noticed, the storm that knocked the bridge out has trapped me on this causeway. You seem to have gotten here okay somehow. So if you could go and visit my cousin and get the spare key I left him, as well as fix the bridge enough so I can go and speak to my family in Releka and tell them what's happened, I'll be eternally grateful. 2 things to do. We accept the quest. Okay, I'll help. Oh, thank you so much. I know my darling would never have left the lighthouse lights off and without even telling me where he's gone. So where is your cousin? My cousin was always interested in agility. He left our home in Roleka many moons ago so that he could pursue this interest. I don't know exactly where he has gone, but I'm sure he went somewhere to practice his agility. If you see him, his name is Gunjorn. Mention my name, you'll recognize it. And how can I fix the bridge? Well, I'm not just some helpless girl. I have pretty good agility, so you will only need to use 2 planks to make a ledge that I can balance along. To use a plank on each side of the bridge, you need a hammer and 30 steel nails for each plank you use as well. I believe there are some planks near here. Alright, I'll see what I can do. Thank you so much. So, 2 things we need to do. Fix the bridge, and go get the key. To allow everything to work out here. There's a penguin. That doesn't exist yet. Not gonna worry about that. Don't worry about that. Here's a fun crystal tree. Also doesn't exist. Even in new areas we come to, there's still things that are gonna be coming later. Fix the broken bridge here. Create half a makeshift walkway out of the plank. Cross the rest of it by jumping. Fix the other side. Now we've made a makeshift walkway. We somehow managed to take 2 planks and cut them into like thirds here to make 6 half planks. Could have put them the other way. That's fine. Matches the rest of the bridge design. That's okay. If we just brought 2 more planks, we could have just fixed the bridge entirely, but we will get by with the minimum amount of resources that we are asked to use, I suppose. So that's okay. And then we need to go to somewhere with agility. Really narrows down the locations that we would need to search. Agility is not the most fleshed out skill. We've got all of the 4 locations where agility is a thing. We got over at the Gnome agility course, the Wilderness agility course, the Brimhaven agility arena, and right over here at the Barbarian outpost. Successfully crossing the basalt again there. Getting a handful of agility XP. Always nice. Training agility is another thing that's definitely on the list for shortcuts, once those exist. Squeeze through here. That is the 35 agility requirement for the quest, coming in here. To talk to Gunjorn here. Talk about horror from the deep. Aha, welcome to my obstacle course. Have fun, but remember, this isn't a child's playground. People have died here. Hi, are you called Gunjorn? Why, indeed I am. I own this agility course. It can be very dangerous. Yeah, that's great. Anyway, I understand you have a cousin named Larissa who gave you a key? Yes, she did. How did you know of this? She said she probably wouldn't need it, but gave it to me for safekeeping, just in case. Well, something has happened at the lighthouse, and she has been locked out. I need you to give me her key. Sure, here you go. No questions. No questions at all. Here is the lighthouse key. Probably not really a secret that he had the key or anything, but who would want the lighthouse key for anything else? Our story checks out. We know the person that gave him the key. They need the key. What's the worst that could happen? Just handing out keys to people. There we fall. There we go. We fall in the water, swim back to shore, and take 3 damage. That is low, even for the original amount of damage it took that would given, which would have been 10 times more because of health changes. Anyways, that's not gonna be a problem. 3 damage. Wild stuff out here. And we're back. Larissa, I've got your key for you. Oh, thank you so much. Quickly, we must go inside and find out what has happened to my beloved Jagex. Let's go inside indeed. Walk through the doorway. And in here, we find quite a mess. Got a broken table, smashed chairs, blood on the floor. A little concerning. This is terrible. What could have happened here? Please, you must fix the light. We cannot let my darling Jagex take the blame for any shipwrecks. Okay, I'll see what I can do. We got downstairs and upstairs. Up here, search a bookcase. 3 books here look important. What would you like to do? I will eat 1 shark and take all 3 books. Make things easy for ourselves. All the books. All the books. Got some drawers. These ones are locked. These have nothing. Climb up the staircase again. Here is the broken light mechanism. So, and more blood. It's probably fine. So let's read the books here. We got a journal, a diary, and a manual. Journal. Benath the Third. As a month. There's a whole separate set of months in the game. Anyways. The mystery of what has happened to my uncle has still not been revealed, but I must dwell on it no longer. It is slightly unfair that due to his absence, the council has forced me to take up his job here at the lighthouse. But what can I say to argue against them? They have allowed me to make a small income by selling items without the usual sales tax, but who is ever going to come all the way out to this forsaken spot? Worse, I fear for my life, being between 2 barbarian camps. I have not had any particular problems with the locals so far, but who knows what can set off a barbarian. On Benath the 15th, my fears seem to have been unfounded. The local barbarians, who I have learned to prefer the term Fremenic, seem to be decent and hard-working people, after all. They certainly do not live up to the terrible things that I have heard about them before now. I still do not have any clues as to what happened to my uncle. Some of the local folks have tried to suggest that he was eaten by a sea monster that they claim lives near here, but I hold no weight to their foolish superstitions. He was always slightly eccentric, and I fear that he was simply overcome by the terrible loneliness from living out in this desolate lighthouse, and one night simply gave himself up to the sea. Benath the 32nd. It has now been almost a month since first I was sent to this forsaken and desolate spot. I still have no clue what happened to my uncle, and frankly, I have almost stopped really caring. All I can think of is somehow getting away from this terrible place. It has been over 2 weeks now since I last saw another human face. I do not know how much longer I can stand the loneliness. I do not know if it is my mind playing tricks on me, but recently I've begun to hear something whispered on the wind. It seems to call my name as I fall asleep at night. There have also been many strange noises from below the lighthouse, and from behind the strange metal doorway that my uncle had installed in the basement. Perhaps this is how my uncle felt before he... No, I still do not know what has happened to him. I'm filled with resolve to discover what exactly did happen. If nothing else, it will keep my mind from the voices that call to me nightly. October 13th. It has been some time last I filled out this journal, for my spirits have been lifted greatly in recent times, and it is all down to a single person I encountered while working here. Her name is Larissa, and she is a local Fremenic girl who comes here to buy goods not for sale in her hometown of Verleka sometimes. To be honest, I would have tried to strike up a friendship with anyone who came by, for it is a terribly lonely job working at this lighthouse. But even if I worked in Varrock, I could not have chosen a more pleasant companion. We really struck a chord together, and I think we may become more than friends eventually. But I worry what her family will think of me. From what I hear, the people of Verleka do not take kindly to strangers. I've also made some progress in my search for the truth of what happened to my uncle Silas all those months ago. I found a secret compartment with a diary hidden within it. I placed the diary in the bookshelf for later examination. It is definitely his handwriting. I hope that it may shed some light onto his eventual fate. I cannot help but think that had he never come to this isolated place, that whatever befell him might have never happened. Pentember 24th. Has it been so long since the last I wrote in this thing? These last months have seemed like a glorious dream. Larissa and I have been slowly falling in love, and the torment that this lighthouse was to me when I first arrived here is now the place where I've finally found true happiness. All is not as perfect as I would like to believe it to be, however. I have still had no luck in understanding what happened to my Uncle Silas, and his diary is so bizarre I cannot believe that the man who wrote it is the same man who used to take me on fishing trips to Karamja when I was a young lad. The writer seems to have been driven horribly insane by living here, or by some event that he witnessed one day, and his diary is full of strange and cryptic passages. I feel sure that there is some message here, but I just cannot find what it says. My nights alone are getting worse, too. During the day, when I am with Larissa, I am always filled with joy, but when she goes home to her family at night, and I am left here alone, my mind begins to play tricks upon me. Often I think I can hear things moving in the crawl spaces of the lighthouse. Whenever the wind is to the north, I can also sometimes hear a dreadful chittering noise. Is it voices or some creature of the night? I know not, but the sound disturbs me. One night I even thought I heard my uncle's voice calling to me to join him, but the voice was distorted and gurgled as though he were trying to talk through water. I dismissed this as a bad dream, yet it did disturb me deeply. I haven't told Larissa of my concerns, for I would not wish her to worry about me. But I have decided to give her a spare key to this lighthouse, for I cannot shake this feeling that should I remain here much longer, something terrible is going to happen to me. Strange, I thought I heard a noise from downstairs just now. With the front door locked, there is no way for anyone to enter the lighthouse. I must investigate. And that is the end of the journal. So he went to investigate downstairs, where there's all the smashed everything and blood. Let's read the diary for his uncle. I do not know why it is me that has been chosen by them, but I will not fail them. Soft whispers beckoning me at night. I know what you are. I saw one today. Magnificence. Is it then what we all aspire to someday become? Are these beings even natural, or are they beyond what we think of as nature? The beautiful chittering. Dagonoth, I know thee. I call thee. For I too am of the ocean. I too know this land as home. Home? Perhaps. Where did you come from? Where do you plan to go? You cannot leave. You must not leave. I will ensure it. I find myself thinking often of the time when we all can all be together as one in the deep sea. Problems arose. Can you not see what I want? Can you not see how we should proceed? I have no solution. I sleep during the days now. My nights are only for you and your kind. I am thinking of a door. We cannot let everyone know of my plans. I was buying food in the nearby town today. The idiot barbarians look at me as though I have lost my wits. Like they know what wits even are. Do they understand? Of course not. They're just some barbarians. Soon. Things fall into place so quickly. A door. Yes. Definitely a door. But how to keep my secrets secure? Disturbing messages from the council today. They feel that I am not fulfilling my contract to keep this lighthouse operating correctly. Do they think I care? Do I even care anymore? Things proceed apace. I will begin work on the door as soon as I can. What can they do to me? Your songs of the night call to me always, always the chittering. Did I name you Dagonoth, or did you tell me your name in my dreams of you? If I named you, did I also create you just by naming you? Am I then also somehow a part of you, or are you part of me? Things seem so strange nowadays. The door is the key, but what should then be the key to the door? I do not think I am well anymore. It is good to have company. Stupid council, always interfering. You do not know the Dagonoth. You have no sway here. I am the sea. I see that I am. The door, Dagonoth. Will I wake one day and find that my life so far has been naught but a dream, and that under my skin, under my bones, I too am Dagonoth? Such dreams I have, in the days while I sleep. The chittering is now always ringing in my ears. What are you saying to me? The key is the door. The red of flame, the blue of water, the white of air, and the brown of earth. Is this all? Can this be? No, Dagonoth, it isn't. The colors are of deep significance. Deep seas, deep thoughts, thoughts of creation. Am I a creation, Dagonoth? Are you? Then by who? And what for? The door is the key. The key to the door is key. Red and yellow and blue and brown and white and green. Put them together and what have you got? The runes. Fire, air, water, earth. The other keys, weapons. Take two other parts of the mixture, the sword of the warrior and the arrow of the huntsman. Can this then keep you bound to this place, Dagonoth? We shall see. We shall see the sea. Days are a stream of people buying, selling. Can you not leave me be? I think I understand. I come to thee tonight, Dagonoth. I know not how this ends, but will now find out. Farewell, land. The sea is now my home, my place, my life. I have not much time left in this place. I return to you in the sea at night. Dagonoth, me, can you become me? Or can I somehow become you? Quite mad indeed, my goodness. Chittering, the door underground. Concerning. But before we worry about all of that, and we definitely should worry about all that, clearly, we've got a lighthouse to fix. And luckily, there's a manual for the Lightomatic Deluxe 500 Maintenance, Upkeep, and User's Manual, 2nd edition. Good thing we got the 2nd edition. Thank you for purchasing the Lightomatic Deluxe Lighthouse Lighting Equipment. The following is important user information and should be read before you put your Lightomatic into full use. Section 1. Specifications. The Lightomatic Deluxe has a maximum viewing range of over 3 nautical miles in optimal conditions. In foggy or wet weather, visible distance is reduced to approximately 1 nautical mile. Section 2. Upkeep. The Lightomatic Deluxe uses an advanced system of torch and lenses to amplify the ambient visible light levels produced by your torch. We recommend all lighthouse keepers ensure that they keep their lenses clean and dust-free to ensure optimal lighting conditions. Section 3. Troubleshooting. We've included the following frequently asked questions, FAQs, for users who may have problems with the installation or upkeep of their Lightomatic Deluxe. 1. My Lightomatic does not fit its DPM, deployment point mechanism. Is there anything I can do to make it fit? We suggest that users manually inspect their DPMs before purchasing a Lightomatic Deluxe, as you require a specialist constructor to enlarge your DPM, or may even need to upgrade your lighthouse to a newer version. 2. There does not seem to be any light coming from my Lightomatic Deluxe. Help! If users are not getting light coming from their Lightomatic Deluxe, there are a number of factors that could cause this. Firstly, check that your LSM light source module has been correctly activated. If it is on fire, then it is at optimal functioning capacity. If it is not on fire, you will need to use a tinderbox to light it. If using a tinderbox on your LSM has no effect, your NRLSF non-renewing light source fuel may be at fault, although we only recommend the use of official Lightomatic NRLSFs purchased separately. A make-do solution can be achieved by using Swamp Tar on the LSM, which should be capable of restarting the flames when activated with a tinderbox. Note, use of swamp tar voids your warranty. 3. My LSM works fine, but the visible light at sea is very weak. If ambient light is at optimal conditions, but is below expected viewable range, there could be fault with your LALS, Light Amplifying Lens System. If this is the case, please do the following. A. Ensure that the dark wrapping that the LALS is shipped in has been removed from your LALS. Failure to remove this wrapping can adversely affect your LALS performance. If your LALS should develop a crack, this may affect performance. We recommend purchasing the official Litomatic LALS Maintenance Pack, or using molten glass upon the LALS may provide a stopgap solution. Note, the use of unauthorized molten glass on your LALS will invalidate your warranty. Should you have any further problems with the operation of your Litomatic Deluxe, then please contact our service center. There are advertisements in the Varrock Herald. If your Litomatic Deluxe is still under warranty, we'll then send an ADE, Authorized Dwarven Engineer, to repair any damage for a nominal fee. Note, by reading our advertisement in the Varrock Herald, you will invalidate your warranty. Thank you for purchasing the Litomatic Deluxe. Litomatic, the brand you can sometimes trust. Okay. So we have no light here at all. So we need to start by lighting it. Use molten glass to repair the lens. Swamp tar to make the torch flammable. And light it. Light the torch with our tinderbox. Manage to repair the lighthouse. Look at it go. The lighthouse mechanism turns the light around. Perfect. So that will help with any ships coming by. And now that that's done, that's done. I've managed to fix the light. Excellent work, adventurer. Now you can devote all of your energies to finding out what has happened to my darling Jagex. I'm not going to tell her about all the craziness in the books we found. I'm just going to go investigate ourselves here. Come down into the basement. Here is a very strange wall. A strange wall with objects engraved upon it. Got the runes, sword, and arrow. So what we need to do is use them as a key. I don't think I'll get this back if I put it in there. Place the door in. Place the rune in the door. Yep. Place an arrow into the slot in the wall. Same idea with the water rune. Place it in its slot. Place the earth rune in a slot. Place the fire rune in a slot. I'm still not thinking I'm going to get it back, and I'm correct about that. Place one bronze arrow in the slot. And the bronze sword that we got in Varrock. Put that in the slot. You hear the sound of something moving within the wall. Very good. And now we can go through. In here we've got a very large cavern and a ladder. And here is Jagex. Hello, Jagex. Please help me. I think my leg is broken, and those creatures will be back any minute now. I guess you're Jagex then? What creatures are you talking about? I do not know. I've never seen their like before. I was searching for information about my uncle Silas, who vanished mysteriously from this lighthouse many months ago. I found the secret of that strange wall and discovered that I could use it as a door. But when I came down here, I was attacked by... well, I do not know what they are, but they are very strong. They hurt me badly enough to trap me here, and I've been fearing for my life ever since. Don't worry, I'm here now. Larissa was worried about you and asked for my help. I'll go back upstairs and let her know that I've found you and that you're still alive. And then we can work out some way of getting you out of here, okay? No, you can't leave me now. Look, they're coming again. Do something. Dagonoth. We're gonna do something by slaying the Dagonoth. Bop. There you go. I will pick up my rune arrows. Problem solved. You're too busy to talk to Jagex. Yeah, I wouldn't say so. Okay. Now that the creature's dead, can we get you out of here? No, you do not understand. That was not the creature that attacked me. That was one of its babies. Dun dun dun. Bigger Dagonoth. Protect from range. Dagonoth, mother. A horde from the ocean depths. Very spooky. And here we have boss mechanics. Depending on the color of the Dagonoth mother, you'll be able to do attacks or not. Then turn. Different color here. Oh, blue. Let's give him protect range here. I think we just tank it. I'll just come in for melee attacks. Let's not have auto retaliate on right now. Now it's orange. Eat a food here. Normally, you would want to come prepared with multiple combat styles, or at least magic, to attack all the time. We're just waiting for when it's weak to range here. It's a system. It didn't seem like it was changing while we were standing behind the stalagmites there. So we're just going to run around back and forth here for a little bit. There's red. I think the next color might be what we're looking for. Let's do range and melee attacks. Green. Then we attack with range. If we can hit. We're not hitting very good. Yeah, it's not a good start. Get back behind here. Get back behind here. Would you like to switch? Also, we have special attacks with the magic short bow. Yeah, missing all the attacks there was not ideal. Hey, Dagonoth. I guess we do have the rune hatchet. That'll work. It just kind of runs away. If we're using the rune hatchet, we're going to want to not have the melee armor on, or the range armor. Because that's going to not help. Orange. There we go. That's a good hit. Totally, the rune hatchet is just as strong as the range, in theory. Doing some good hits here. Okay. Put the armor back on. Heal up a bit. If we can finish this with range, that'd be great. Fire a bronze arrow. Switch to red. That safe spot's not working. So after red should be green here. Let's fire off another special attack. Still missed. Oh, it's full health again. Well, that's not ideal. So we have to keep it in combat here, it seems. Our range is just not doing very good. Okay, fantastic. Loot all our arrows here. This will just bop it with the axe. We are running out of prayer here, which is not great. I'm just surprised with how poorly the range was doing there. think it's specifically weak to specific things. 10% accuracy with this. Just need to tank it a bit. If we run, it's orange. Got the armor, it's making us less accurate. Also, we take more damage though. Hit. We are not doing a great job here. That's brown. Ow. Out of prayer. Yeah, when it became unaggressive, it healed to full. It's not great for us. It says we have a 10% accuracy. Well, that's not true. Not true at all. Okay. So when it turns, next is going to be green here again. So we can attack. You'd think we'd be able to hit at least once with range here. Turns out, apparently not. My goodness. 8% accuracy. Wild. Well, that was completely useless. Might need to go and restock here. It's gonna be one of the messes with the quest boss stat changes and everything. Make it way more defense than it has any reason to have. Orange. Melee attack. 19% accuracy now. Yay. Do you really want to go spend a bunch of money getting any tier 60 weapons or anything? Seems a bit unnecessary. We did a lot better that first time with the melee attacks. Alright. We're gonna need to come back. What a mess. What a mess. Jagex, you're on your own. Okay. So we're gonna need the key here still. Don't really need the other journals and stuff. That's okay. What's not okay was our accuracy, though. Clearly. Alright. What's the plan? Could go by... I mean, if our accuracy was that bad with all this stuff, we would need to get, like, the tier 60 magic. I don't feel like that's necessary. Well, we'll try again with the Dragon Mace. So go to the Heroes Guild, buy that, restock on prayer and food and everything. Guess we also don't need any of these. No. We got space. We can make this work. Okay. Let's try the Dragon Mace. Could also just go and get the Dragon Halberd, but that's quite the trip all the way through the Elven Lands. And the God Staff would definitely be helpful to be able to attack more often. But for right now, I don't want to spend all the money. Just a Dragon Mace. And just a regular Dragon Mace, too. Odd fans don't exist. Much cheaper than the Battle Axe. No. You give it a shot. And if this doesn't work, we will continue to adjust the plan. Okay. Here we go again. Climb down the ladder. Dr. Jagex. And here comes the monster that attacked. It's the Dagonoth Mother. We're going to keep it in combat here. while running around, try to take less damage. We can get it to go into later phases. Looks like it's trying to melee us while we are just keeping protect from range on and running around. So that works. One thing we will need to do, if we're trying to rely on the Dragon Mace here, is take off all of the range equipment. Rotate. Switch to orange. There's a good hit. That on. Remove that. Attack. And it's back to it. Okay. Take the sharks. Run around. Go to town. Next attack will be with ranged. It's already got the damage staying there since we're not resetting it, so this is working. We could try running around slightly more efficiently to make it not be able to hit us with melee here. This is definitely something. Oh, did it reset? Man. No, it didn't. Maybe we hit with range. I'm not sure. We can just stand in melee distance, I guess. That's fine. Alright. So now let's switch back to magic weakness. So nothing we can do about that. We're just gonna stand here. If we switch back to protect from magic, or protect from melee, we'll use ranged instead. And it hits twice with range, so I don't think that's a good choice. Let's drop shark here. So let's switch back to orange, we can take off our armor. We're running out of prayer. There we go. Another opportunity to hit with the Dragon Mace. Not that the armor is really helping us very much armor-wise here, realistically. 22% accuracy now, my goodness. Right. Like that. When it switches to green, we can put on the short bow and continue to try to hit it, maybe one time with range. Outrageous defense. And this is not going to be the last time that we deal with outrageous defense for quest bosses. Some of them have not been changed very gracefully. This also would just be a bit quicker if we were, in fact, using magic too. 8% accuracy. That's wild. That's wild. Hey, we did it! We did lose a few rune arrows on the ground there. That's unfortunate. That's quest complete. Okay, it's dead. Let's get out of here. Yes, quickly. The mother might be dead, but its children are not. Follow me upstairs. I may be able to help you with that casket you found. Bring it to my library. It looks familiar somehow. I think that was our prayer running out. Kicked us out of the quest complete screen there. But our rewards were 2 quest points, 4,662 magic, strength, and ranged XP, and this rusty casket, which Jagex told us about. We'll go upstairs. So let's go upstairs. And the table and stuff's fixed. Delightful. Continue up. And here is Jagex. He's doing okay now. Delightful. I see you managed to escape from those monsters intact. It seems I was not as injured as I thought I was. I must thank you again for all of your help. Now, about that casket you found on that monster's corpse. I have it here. You said you might be able to help me tell me something about it? I can indeed. Here, let me have a closer look. Yes, there is something written on it. It's very faint, however. Can you read it? think it says Jagex. Are you sure? I mean, are you really sure? Maybe you better look again. Definitely says Jagex. I think you're right. Hand it here and let's see what's inside. Wow, it's a Guthyx's Book of Balance. I thought these things had all vanished. Well, it's all yours. I hope you appreciate it. And this is the damaged book. Now goes in the pocket slot, which is not a thing yet. Originally, these books were a shield slot item with a variety of stats. You get 3 options here at the end of the quest: Saradomin, Guthyx, and Zamorak. Saradomin's book had a little bit of defensive stats. Zamorak's have a bit of offensive stats, and Guthyx has a bit of both. But not these books themselves. You need to fill them with pages. 4 pages in total for each of the books. And these pages are a new addition for clue scrolls. So we're just going to destroy this. We can always get another copy if we wanted. It's not going to do anything for us for quite some time. We also get access to Jagex's store here. He's got a whole bunch of stuff. Just piles and piles of various things. Stuff you would generally find in general stores and other specialty stores. Also some interesting stuff like poison, candles, and 8 different alcoholic beverages here. Wild stuff. Wild stuff. Like he said in the journal, though, it is very, very out of the way. That's okay. Hello again, adventurer. What brings you this way? Nothing. We can talk about his store or the books. And later, there's even going to be more books. But again, can't really make use of those yet. Maybe when we are doing clue scroll grinds in the future, we can get some pages, try to put those in the books or something. An idea for much later, though. And Larissa? Oh, thank you so much for all your help in rescuing my darling Jagex. I do not know what would have happened to him had you not chanced along this path. Don't worry about it. I was just glad to help out. We are very helpful. Unlike the magic short bow, which is not doing too good. We will see if we can convince the magic short bow to actually do better. Try to put it in locations where it can shine. Next time. Goodbye.